Hey, I'm Bob Weeks with the Fix for Today. I'm back over here at CrossFit Eternal with my friends Josh and Kelsey, which again, they're a married couple. And they're gonna go over the air squat. So Josh, will you talk about the air squat?
Sure. Air squats is the basic and the foundational movement of just all squatting movements. So if there's one exercise you do, it's gonna be a squat. It's gonna be some sort of a version of a squat. Because there's no greater kind of stimulator of muscle fibers than a squat, a version of the squat. So before we load a bar up and get really heavy, we want to make sure that we have good fundamentals just under our own body weight. Okay. So Kelsey's going to demonstrate the squat for us. So there's a couple big points we want to make sure we have here. First is she's keeping it all the way at the heels of her feet. Okay, her toes are never getting pressed into the ground. Her heels are getting lifted up. Her knees are going to track over the toes. This is going to do two big things. One is going to activate the glutes, okay, some of the bigger, stronger muscles in the body. Also open up the hips and just allow her to get deep into the squat, okay? If any of you have kids or have had little ones running around, you'll see her bottom of the squat being very similar to what they do naturally, just as babies, okay? So we're programmed for this just since from birth. Is this type of squatting, okay? So heels are on the ground, knees are going to be tracking over the toes. We don't want them super flared out, but we do want them pressed out. Think 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Okay, that's going to be a little bit different just based on femur length and tibia length and all that stuff, person to person, but this is a good place to get started, okay? Her abs are nice and tight, her lumbar curve is locked in, and her shoulders are going to stay upright. She'll be gazing roughly straight ahead, okay? So just rip out a few squats for us. She's going to come down and then drive straight back up. You're noticing she's going just right below parallel, which is what we want. One of the bigger reasons there is that she's no longer squatting with the quads, she's squatting with her hamstrings, her glutes, getting that posterior chain firing real hard. So we're not building any quad dominance, we're staying nice and even throughout posterior chain.
So you said glutes, and I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's the strongest muscle that we have in our body. Is that
it's part of the strongest chain.
Okay.
So when we think posterior chain, we think kind of hips. We're thinking glutes, hamstrings, low back, and really, you know, as CrossFitters and as functional training methods go, we really don't we never use a muscle. So we're looking more for kind of groups and systems of muscles. Okay. So while this is firing it is firing the glutes for sure, but that's not specifically kind of what it is.
So Kelsey, will you turn them to the side here, the other way, this way, do a squat here. The reason I'm asking about that, so go down. So correct me if I'm wrong, if we don't ever do squats below parallel, we don't activate that glute, right?
Not exclusively, not nearly as hard as we would.
What we need, we need this.
Right. Right.
Because we're going to put a bar on our back next.
Sure.
So we're going to need to be able to fire up. Sure. And that's going to be one of the main muscles in the components to make that happen.
Sure. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. And just from a, from a strength perspective, we got to get that low. If you want to catch a clean or catch a snatch, like you want to be able to catch in that sort of depth. Right. But even just from a kind of health wellness perspective, you want to be able to lift yourself up off the ground. Right. If you ever find yourself there. Again, going back to kind of the squat being the king of all exercises and building just strength. Right. We want to get our members strong because that's going to ensure like a very high quality of life. Right. People don't go to the nursing home because they're not super inflexible. They go there because they're so weak and frail. Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They can't take care of themselves. And if you achieve a level of strength and you maintain that level of strength, you're going to have a good quality of life. And the squat is a huge part of doing that.
Awesome. All right. Good job.